Hey y'all, welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. So tonight we're having corned beef and cabbage and things, so I need to get the corned beef going before I head off to work. Very easy to get started. We're using the Ninja Foodie. However, you can use a regular slow cooker. You can use a pressure cooker, everything like that. I'm using the Ninja Foodie on the slow cooker mode. So it's just the same thing as your crock pot or your slow cooker. This is just a regular corned beef brisket that I picked up at the grocery store. I'm taking it out of the package. I do it over the sink because I rinse my corned beef. It's got like this yucky, like glazy kind of stuff over the top of it. But the corned beef comes with everything you need, at least in the ones around here. I know I've seen some people say that theirs didn't come with it. But the packaging should tell you. But it comes with the seasoning pack that you need for it. So this small little seasoning pack is going to lend a ton of flavor. So I'm just going to pour it down in my pot. And then I'm going to take a corned beef brisket out of the package. And you see all this like slimy stuff that's coming off of it? I just like to rinse that off. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but get some of that. I like to get some of that off. Alright, so simple as that. I'm going to drop it down in the pan. Now I already have some water in here, but you want to make sure that whenever you put your brisket in, you just cover it with water. You don't want a ton of extra water, but you want to make sure you have enough that your meat is covered. I'm going to grab the sink. So, for your slow cooker, this is all just pretend this is a slow cooker because we're using it in slow cooker mode. So I'm putting the lid on. We push power. I'm going to turn it to slow cook. We're going to do this on low for 8 hours because I'm going to work and I want it to be ready whenever I come home. And start. And then your meat is already running. The rest of it we'll do whenever we get home from work this afternoon. And it won't take long. But this really makes it an easy, quick meal. Something to get in while you're heading out. And then when you come home, it'll be all ready for you. So we'll be adding my typical things to make with corned beef is creamed corn, cabbage, and sometimes I'll add in a bread or something. I'm trying to think. I had thought about adding something else to it, but I probably will just stick with it. Now I am changing. I usually do a green cabbage for this recipe, but I got a red cabbage in my Misfits box. And I want to try that out. I think that's why I was thinking about another side dish just in case that red cabbage doesn't work out in this, but we'll have to see. I'll see y'all later this afternoon after I get off. Hopefully you have a good day. Bye.
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors.
So I decided to throw in my quick lunch meal prep for y'all if y'all want. So Thatcher's having an avocado for breakfast, or typical Thatcher. But I'm going to make my lunch really quick too. And I just figured since we're right here, maybe y'all would like to know. So I'm just going to slice up an avocado, toss it in a bowl. We're going to add in some tomatoes and mozzarella. Now these tomatoes are just a mix of some Romas that I picked up and the little vine tomatoes. that I got in my Misfits box yesterday. And this is a very standard lunch for me, sometimes even breakfast. So it's something quick and easy. Now I have the little mozzarella pearls, just because I usually prefer to pick up the marinated mozzarella bites from Sam's, but whenever I went this past weekend, this is all they had. So I went ahead and picked some up, and we're just going to use what we have. So we've got an avocado in here, add a little bit of salt. We're going to spoon in a couple spoons of tomatoes. And looking at this, this will probably end up being part of my breakfast and my lunch today, actually. So I'm making a big bowl. Usually I would split it with Michael, but I'm going to take it with me on the run today. And we'll open up our mozzarella. I usually throw in a few spoonfuls of the container of the marinated mozzarella, but I'm just going to put some in here and see what it looks like. And just break up some of these balls. Here we go. Now I am reusing an ice cream container for the leftover mozzarella. Use what you got. It was a good little container that I knew if I end up getting rid of it or throwing it out with lunch, then I don't mind. I like to have things that I can pack or I can put in my kids' stuff that if it doesn't come back to me, it's okay. But just sprinkle with my ever famous Italian seasoning that I use, I'm telling y'all, for a lot of stuff. And a little bit of olive oil. We'll toss it around a little bit. And breakfast and lunch is ready to go. I may add just a little bit more salt. We'll see in just a second, just because the avocado needs it and the tomato. And this one is kind of avocado heavy because I'm going to use that whole avocado. It won't save very well. Now I do slice up avocado and put them in the freezer, especially if I find them on sale. So I can save it to make guacamole and stuff, but I don't eat just regular frozen avocado. I like it fresh. So let's see how the salt level is. I was about to put some more, but actually I think it's good. So that's what's for lunch. We'll see y'all later for the corned beef, and this will be gone by the time we get back. Y'all have a good day. More. You want to show them what you're eating? Oh, here. What you saying? You wanted some more avocado?
I wanted some more avocado.
Show them your bowl. You ate it all? All right, go get another one. Hey y'all, welcome back. So, just got home, got changed, and you can see that the timer's counting up and it's moved to keep warm. So, it's already finished cooking, and open it up, and we've got the next step. So, I told y'all this was super easy. So, it cooked on low for 8 hours. I just peeled the top few leaves of this cabbage, and we're going to cut out the core. There we go. And get the cabbage chopped up, and we're going to cook it about another hour on the slow cooker mode. About 45 minutes into this, I'm going to start cooking some corn just to add to it. But we have some little pieces of the cabbage that I'll just toss in here. But we're just going to cut this up into some chunks. It really doesn't matter how you do it. Now, this, depending on the texture of the cabbage that you like. If you like mushy texture, you need the smaller pieces. If you like it to have a crisp little bite to it like I do, I like some of the larger chunks in it. But you don't need to add any kind of liquid. I know some people add a stout or a beer. I feel like that's kind of overpowering for the vegetables. For the corned beef, that might be okay. But I feel like it soaks in too much with these vegetables. Whereas that spice blend is really just enough to season this cabbage up. So dropping all of that in. And this small head of cabbage will be just plenty for what we need for that size of brisket. Now, I don't think I told y'all this morning, that was probably about a 4 or 5 pound brisket. That's usually what I try to pick up at the grocery store. That amount works for us. We'll eat it and there won't be too much left over. So just cutting this and dropping it in. Now this is an 8-quart bowl, so just whatever pressure cooker size you have, just be mindful of your sizing. The 6-quart might get kind of full. It should probably still fit because we still have a good bit of room in here. But I'm just tucking down the cabbage. We'll let this part please go in the trash. Now to get your core out, just make like little triangle slant cuts like we did. But tuck this all in. I'm going to put the lid back on. Just getting some of the hot water out. And then turn it back to pressure cook. Now, not pressure cook, slow cook. Now, this, for the Ninja Foodie, it will only give you 2 options for the slow cook mode. It won't let me change the time, which I don't really like, but if I want it at a low temperature, it's automatically going to tell me that 6 hours is usually, see, that's the least amount it'll let me go down to. Not a big deal. I'll just put start. I know that at 5 hours it's done. I'm going to be coming back to test it anyway and making sure it's softening up. And if I ever get to the point where I don't feel like it's softening enough, just switch it over to high and it creates that heat, heat exchange that it's going to couple up faster. But about 45 minutes into this, we'll start on our corn. We'll see how that goes. Hey y'all, so even though this was a very quick and easy meal to put together, it does take a little bit longer time to cook. But with that, I really wasn't feeling like throwing together anything extra with it. So we just reheated some beets from last night, some deviled eggs on the side, and some canned corn that kind of just added some seasoning to. I like creamed corn with this meal, but you can really do whatever kind of corn you want. But the cabbage, as you can see, took on this nice, like, Halloween-y kind of purple color. Just shredded up really nice. And then I took the corned beef and I just pulled it apart in large chunks. And that's how we'll serve it up. So we'll have a little bit of corned beef that is super easy to slice. And it just pulls straight away. Just like that. And then cabbage. You hungry already, baby? Okay, hold on. But we're going to get it all plated up, say our prayer, and have an easy, delicious meal. You see that they like their bread with it on the side for their corned beef and to soak up all of those juices. But make it easy, go-to meal that doesn't take a lot of work. It takes a little bit more time. Thank you, baby. But it's very easy and the flavors are wonderful. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it and let us know if you try. We'll see you next time. Bye.